Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Alright, so yes, last week was a complete clusterfuck of shit that happened and made it very, very difficult to actually get any streaming done. So let's just forget about last week. It was terrible. Terrible. Anyway, so what we're going to do this week, let's just forget it. Oh, what's going on there? Here we go. Alright, so what we're going to do this week is we are going to we're going to start a new factory. Now, I was playing a lot of the Pianidins mod, for the previously did that, and to be honest, I wasn't enjoying it that much. Oh, hey, Video Game Geek. Yeah, a couple of people are playing this at the moment. So I did the normal factory. Right, we had a game with the normal factory. Then we had a game with Pianidins mod. And to be honest, I prefer the normal game to Pianidins mod. It's kind of interesting to start off with, but then it just gets too... Easiest way to put it, it gets too complicated for the sake of complexity. Definitely wasn't enjoying it that much. So I looked at alternatives. And one of the alternatives is the SpaceX, which is all about extending the end game. So what you've got is you've got your normal game that pretty much ends when you launch a rocket. Then it's about getting getting the rocket launches and stuff like that faster. And I mean, I had it up to, I was launching a rocket every 50 seconds. You know, it was as long as I could supply the stuff and that. So I looked at something else, and this is where the SpaceX came in. Now what the SpaceX does is it extends the end game. So you've got to actually launch rocket parts and stuff like that, and eventually build something, a rocket to take you to another place. It basically makes the end game a lot longer. So that's kind of what I wanted to start, what I wanted to do. And so the beginning of the game, that is all the same, but it's the end that really, where you've really got to go into getting stuff. And what is my cat doing? I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something. Anyway, so with this, what I've done is these are the mods I've set up for this game. You can type in !F mods in the bot now to see all the mods I've got. But basically, Afraid of the Dark, which is to make it lighter. Auto deconstruct, bottleneck. I actually did like this FNEI. Not that really the normal game, you kind of know all this stuff. Larger inventory, incredibly useful. LTN, because I love the LTN. Module insert, I'm still not sure what. I'm still not sure about this one. Nuclear artillery shell, yeah. Now, but what I've done is I have set the guys on passive. So there's that. Pavement, but they're still evolving. Passive, but evolving. Pavement drive assist, single splitter, space mod. There he is. That's a big one. Squeak through, tiny start. Now I've removed the nanobots, and I'm just using tiny start. It's kind of just gives you bots at the beginning and stuff like that. Makes life a little bit better. Vehicle grid, vehicle snap, alien biomes, auto research, autofill, better offshore pumps. That's a new one. And upgrade planner. Now basically what better offshore pumps does is it basically takes those pumps and it doubles the capacity of them, meaning that you just need to use half as many. And that's kind of what I've done. So let's jump into the game. Now everybody is welcome to join in and sort of help with the space. Alright, so this is the map I've currently got. Well, we've got lots of coal. We've got some iron. We've got copper. This is a train world. But what I did is I just notched all the deposits up one. Alright, so we've got some iron there, stone, coal, and copper. So everything's really nice and close there. Okay, so let's start doing this. Yeah, we're probably gonna need to get some fuel. Oh, and I am going to need to create a little pump or a little. But actually, you know what I can do? I can remove this block. What I can actually do is I can just do that, and the bots will pretty much get everything for me. So yeah, so Basilisk, I've added in that SpaceX thing to kind of make it. I've added in the SpaceX to give it a better end game. I mean, our blueprints are still all there, so most of the blueprints we can use. Just the Piandon blueprints, which, I mean, I just wasn't really enjoying Piandon all that much, to be honest. Right, so I'm just grabbing all this stuff over here. We are at the very humble beginning. Now, Basilisk, feel free to jump in. exclamation mod F mods for the mods I'm using. So as you can see, I've added in the better offshore pumps, and I added in the SpaceX, or Space Extended, and removed the Pyanodon ones. And then do oh, so 1, 2. Right, so I saw there was a little coal thing over here. How much coal is this? 154k. Okay, that's just enough to get started. Right. Oh, and this time I made sure when I was picking a map that it wasn't on desert. Last time we had it on desert, it was terrible. Desert was bad. Holy crap, I'm never gonna do another desert start again. That was just absolutely horrible. Oh, I can make another 2 there. And look at that. Right, so that's gonna get our coal. And another 2 of those, and it's all kind of, you know, that humble beginning. And get 1 copper. Let's do a copper there. Okay, get another. There we go. And I can I make a box? Iron chest. Right. 1.1k. Okay. There we go. Now we can grab all this stuff and start placing it around. Right. So we are busy grabbing this stuff now. Right, and we also want to make an offshore pump. And 1, 2, and then steam engines. We want to make a few of those. See, look at that, 1200. So they are offshore. Better offshore pump. There you go, look at that. 2400. So you see it doubles the pumping speed. Okay, 43 copper. I mean, I suppose we could make more of these guys. I need another one of those. I need another 31 or so. That's still got wood rot. That one's going to finish off soon. Let's do that over there. You want to make more of those? We'll figure it out soon. And something. Alright, so let's see what we've got now. Can we make another one? Alright. So we can start making electricity. Now I'm thinking, since we got this stuff over there, maybe if we make the main bus, let's actually just take a little walk around quickly to see what we've got here. Just have a quick look at what we've actually got in this area. So this is kind of using the alien biomes, but it's not, doesn't look very alien. Well, you've got some red trees and stuff like that. Okay, so you've got another little lake over there. And we're just kind of having a quick look at things. Alright, so we're looking for a good place. There's something there. Okay, that looks like it's... Hey, morning, Mr. Dave Gill. How are you?
Boss man.
How are you? Thank you for the biddies, Mr. Dave Gill.
It's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Way at, way at, way at, way at. Now there you go, there you go.
So, did you go
Go nuts.
Did you go into withdrawal without that? Is that what happened?
What the fuck is this disco shit? What happened to the dubstep?
Hey Jedi, I've just started a new one with SpaceX, so you know, that's the Space Extended. So if you want, jump in and feel free to join. And basically anybody feel free to join, regardless of whether you are a sub or not. Just do a search in the browse thing for Talung and you should find the server. Nope. Did I? You only say that because you really, really want to. Oh, it wasn't a vacation, Dave. It wasn't a vacation. So, what happened was Sunday night last week. The little grumpy cat went on heat. So she kept me awake the whole night. Right? So I was getting ready for my stream on Monday. You know, and oh, there's a whole bunch down here. So I was getting ready for my stream on Monday. Like, I was really tired because I hadn't slept the whole night. And I was having some lunch and that, and then the phone rang. And it was my wife's office. The NAS drive, all of a sudden all their data had disappeared. And of course they didn't have a backup. So I had to rush down to their office and see if I could recover the data, which unfortunately I couldn't recover. Then we had to figure out why it happened, and I finally convinced them that yeah, backups are important and you should have backups. So then I had to set up a whole backup system for them so that, you know, they wouldn't, you know, so it wouldn't, something like that wouldn't happen again. And of course, you know, anybody who's dealing with raids and stuff like that knows it takes a long time to prepare the disks and do all the stuff, and you had to go shopping for a new NAS, another NAS device that we could use it. I mean, in the end, it turned out that what they're going to do is they're going to copy every Monday, set up scripts so they hit a button and it will copy everything from the other two NASs onto a third NAS with a much larger capacity. So they'll always have at least 2 copies of the data. It's not a proper backup, but it's a duplication on 2 separate devices so that it wouldn't, you know, so if something happens to the one device, the other devices will have it. And, you know, getting all that and shop it and run to the shops trying to find the right stuff and getting hard disks and and basically that was what I was doing the whole week, trying to set up them so their data was a little bit safer than it currently is. You know, investigated whether cloud backup was enough, but it's like we're talking about terabytes of data. And cloud backup, if you don't have a decent upload speed, not an option. But anyway, and then of course, you know, they wanted to also do it without spending money. You know, the usual. Oh, and then the whole night, of course, the whole time, Grumpy Cat is not letting us sleep because, you know, Grumpy Cat. So that was my week. Okay, and then so now next week, because we had to wait for it to for all the hormones to die down and stuff like that. And next week she's going into to get sorted out so that she won't be keeping us awake anymore. See, with Cool Cat, it was like as soon as he started, it was straight away. But the problem with that was these hormones kind of, you know, it was difficult for him because his hormones were still raging at the time. So this time, you know, we kind of waiting. So yeah, the kitties are getting, the poor kitties. So, yeah. The poor little Grumpy. Yeah, so she's yeah, so Grumpy is getting yeah, I hate doing it, but at the same time it's kind of, you know, they're in like a condo. They're not outside cats and stuff like that, so there's really not much we can do about it. Oh yeah, they have a cone on the head, so she's gonna be running around with a cone on her head for a bit. Anyway, okay, so there we go. Electricity. No, it's horrible. It's cool cat had it and horrible. I hate it. I hate seeing my kitties in pain. Oh, poor kitties. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of... So I had a pretty... Yeah, that was the week. That was the week I had. Alright, so let's see. It's gonna come up there. Dress her in 18th century outfit. She'll look fine. Yeah, and speaking of which, I haven't even had a chance to finish what's that game called? Divinity Original Sin. Haven't even had a chance to finish that. Set up our rsync to update the third. Yeah, okay, so that's definitely that's how I do my machines at home. I've got a couple of machines, and what it does is the one machine creates a sort of an NFS and a Samba connection to the other Linux boxes and Windows boxes and stuff like that, and then does an rsync onto the NAS. So I've got that I run every week to do that. Problem is, they've got no Linux in the system and that. So the QNAP one kind of has a one-way sync or one-way, two-way sync. It's got something similar, but the other boxes I couldn't set them up as rsync servers, so it made it difficult. But the one-way sync, what it does is it's very similar, and it will update the changes onto the new boxes. So it's not doing a full copy. Only the first time is a full copy. Yeah, but these are, I'm going directly from NAS to NAS. And basically you've got a Seagate Black Armor one, you've got an old Netgear one, and the new one is a QNAP. So 3 different ones. And you would think, oh, but back it up from other things to the QNAP would be kind of, you got all these different things with Samba backups and all that sort of stuff. let's set that up. And you know what? You can do everything from that box to other boxes, but it was such a pain in the ass to get it to run from other boxes to that box. Oh, yeah, but you see with the QNAP, so the one thing that's I do like the QNAP one, because you can get into a Linux shell and everything else over there. The Seagate one, I mean, I've got a Seagate over here, but there's the Seagate Black Armor one that they've got. You can't even get into the Linux shell of it. It is goddamn awful. It is a terrible, terrible, terrible one. Yeah, but I mean, I definitely love the QNAP and stuff like that. But look, on top of this, the problem that they also had at the office was the they had the UPSs that they were using. All the batteries had died, so when the power went off, the machines went off, and that's kind of what caused the corruption. Is the machine went off, the power came back on, so the power came back on, and while I was busy sorting everything out, the power went off again. So that's what actually corrupted the whole thing. And of course, once it was corrupted, trying to uncorrupt MD5 volume in a system where you don't have access to the shell, with the MDADM and all that sort of stuff. Oh God, what a freaking nightmare. It was just horrible. There was just no ways to get it back. Yeah, so I mean, like this is how the corruption showed. They saw their data, and all of a sudden they saw their data disappearing. Right on as they were connected to it. There was like, and by the time they called me, everything was gone. It totally. And then when I went to go look at the volume, it was all completely corrupted. So I mean, there really was absolutely nothing we could really do about it, unfortunately. So I mean, basically I've set something up. So also what I had to do is we had to go get a whole bunch of new sort of UPSs and batteries, and then I had to teach them how to change the batteries of the UPS, so that when the battery started going, when the UPS started having issues, they could actually fix it up, by swapping out the battery, which is kind of a cheap way to do it. I mean, unfortunately in Thailand you do get a lot of brownouts and stuff like that, so it's one of the things that you've got to you kind of got to sort out. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, using what they were doing before is they just had an external hard drive, and they had stuff on just a hard drive, external hard drive, and that was how they stored their data. So getting them onto the NAS was definitely the right thing to do, but I made a point of telling them when they did that, you have to make sure that the UPSs are working properly. It is vital that if you're running a NAS, you've got proper your UPS is working properly. Because I mean, if it's not, then what's the point? You're going to get that corruption and all that sort of stuff. And of course, it was all like yes. And then I came into the office at one stage and the things weren't even connected to a UPS. And it's like, your data is going to get screwed if you carry on like this. And of course they don't listen. And then and they only listen when they lose, when things happen. It was the same thing with my wife keeping all her stuff on a USB key until she lost the USB key, and then it's, oh, how do I get my stuff? So that was how I got her to use Dropbox. Now she absolutely loves Dropbox. You know, it's just, it's, unfortunately, people, until there is an issue, it's like disaster recovery is like the least thing on people's mind, because you say, oh, this is going to cost, you know, another $500 for backups. Oh, no, that's too much. We can't do that. You know, so it's kind of, it's one of those things. I mean, you know, I don't want this stuff to, you know, obviously I don't want them to, you know, nobody wishes ill on anybody. I mean, that's, you know, but it's like, until there's a disaster, they just won't understand it. Thank you, French. French stickler with the words of wisdom. Well, actually, I haven't found UPS to be bad at all. And FedEx over here, haven't really had too many problems with them. But then again, I don't really use that stuff all that much anyway. They complain with each other. Wow. Fireball. I don't know, Fireball. I don't know. I don't know why they would be complaining. You know, you just gotta tell them you don't want their batteries to go down. Of course, when your wife says the FedEx guy, the UPS guy needs new batteries, start worrying. Yeah, I mean, basically the ones that I use, it's a company called Cleanline, and it's essentially motorcycle batteries. They use like motorcycle batteries in them. You know, those they're like car batteries, like half-size car batteries, and they kind of work for about 2 years, and then you've got to replace them. But they're really cheap to replace. And I mean, it's, you know, when you're in an environment where power brownouts and stuff like that sort of can be an issue, then you definitely want it. Now, I remember a friend of mine who lived in Darwin actually was getting constant data corruption on his machine, on his, you know, sort of his computer and stuff like that. I mean, he was just, you know, and he had a whole bunch of computer people come out to look at it and try to fix up, you know, sort of, it was like an Alienware machine, and you know, they were swapping out hard drives, they were swapping out CPUs, they were swapping out pretty much the entire system, and he kept getting data corruption. And I said to him when he started mentioning to me, straight off the bat, I said to him, how is your power over there? Do your lights flicker? Now, do you get stages where your lights flicker? And he's like, yeah, sometimes. I said, well, then your problem is you're not getting clean power. And until you sort that out, you've got to constantly have problems. And he said, no, it's not that, it's something else, and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, after months of bitching and complaining to the people, getting entire new machines and this thing constantly happening, he ended up buying a UPS. And you know what? All his problems went away. Oh. Yeah, and all his problems kind of went away, and he hasn't had any sort of issues at all after that. And it's, I mean, it just, brownouts for a computer are the worst thing. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, because computers are extremely sensitive things. You know, when you look at a hard drive, I mean, the level of tolerance for power fluctuations and that on a hard drive and stuff like that to write the data correctly, it's ridiculously small. You know, that it's kind of, whenever your computer is giving you issues, the first thing you always check is how's my power? How's my power supply? How's my power? It's the first thing you always check when you start getting weird issues. You know, is the video card pulling too much power? Is, you know, what's going on there? Always the first thing you check. I'll give you that tip for free. There's an article I was reading where they proved that yelling at hard drives. Oh, thank you, Ekim. Well, you know what, Ekim? That would explain why Windows is always so shit at me, because I'm always yelling at the computer when it's sort of because of Windows. So yeah, that would explain it. But yeah, I mean, that would be, I don't know about a rack, but it would definitely kind of the vibrations. Yeah, the vibrations could definitely cause things, and yelling causes vibration. You know, I mean, there's so much. I mean, it's now in Thailand you get a lot of sort of thunderstorms. Like yesterday I had power outages, had about 3 or 4 power outages yesterday because of a massive storm that was happening. Alright, so there's my power sorted out here. But yeah, I've been building my own computers since the XT days. You know, sort of the days when overclocking was actually changing crystals on a hard drive with solder. You change you're changing the crystals on the hard drive. That was overclocking. That's just crazy. Oh, Ekim. So you remember those big 20 megabyte hard drives? Because the 30 started to get smaller, but the 20 megabyte hard drives that were literally that big. So kind of the average size of a UPS now, not a UPS, a NAS, a four thing NAS. The average size of that was the size of a 20 megabyte hard drive. Yeah. Oh, I'm there with you. I remember. Do you remember? Was it the 11-inch floppy drives? Those big, massive floppies that were 11 inches. Yeah, I mean, Sinclair Spectrum. That was kind of my first programming computer. Terminals that used the 11-inch. Yeah, Baz, those laser discs. Oh, and then, do you remember those hard drive platters? Because I was at my dad's office. They had kind of these in the computer room. They had these hard drive platters that were like metallic discs that were stacked up like that, and they had like a big plastic thing over them, and you put them in the system, turned it, and pulled out the cover, and that was kind of the hard drive platter. It was just crazy. The Toshiba Peach. I remember the Acorn. And the Archimedes. And I was looking at a bunch of different computers at the time. There was the Apple 2E. Yeah, the Commodore 64, the BBC Micro, the Acorn. There was a whole bunch of things. Oh, God. Wow, we are old. And you tell the young kids today, oh, yeah, the Sinclair Spectrum. That was such an awesome little thing. Attic Attack. I remember Attic Attack on that. And with a tape drive. And what you used to do is just before the game finished loading, you stop the tape, and you could the equivalent of Control C or something like that, and you could actually look at all the code written in BASIC, and that's how I learned to code. That's how I learned to code that way. Oh, good times. And you tell the young kids today, and they just don't believe you. All right, so what am I doing? All right, so I need to make one of these, and I need to make a bunch of these. Because I've got no factories or anything like that. I mean, those were, you know, those days. How do you even explain to people what those days were like? Because it's kind of like, you know, everything was. Yeah, it was just kind of. Alright, so let's yeah, so let me do. Okay, so let's just wait. Let's take all this stuff off. Those were pretty much awesome days. First that. Okay, so I first want to do automation, then I want to do logistics. Okay, so those are the two that we are going to research. But you had to play on weekends because you had no ATMs. Yeah. Yeah, you had to go to the bank to withdraw money. You should change the title to Old People Stream. Well, it's actually one of those surprising things, but my stream audience is definitely the older crowd. And back in my day, in 1992, good times. Definitely good times. Actually, oh no, I need to get that done before. So many misspent hours trying to claw my way into. Oh, so Ekem, do you remember BBSs? No, BBS. No. Okay, so this is what I had. This is the way. This was my machine at home. Okay, I actually wrote some BBS software in Pascal, in Turbo Pascal. Alright, so I actually wrote my own BBS software in Turbo Pascal. So this is what my setup was at home. Okay, I had a 486SX. Was it 33 or 25? I think it was a 20. I think it was a 33. A 46SX 33, which I changed the crystal on the motherboard to make it a 46SX 40 megahertz. Sorry, megahertz. Megahertz? Or hertz? Not sure which one. I can't remember it back then. But anyway, it was a 40 megahertz. Then I ran. Do you remember Quim Memory Manager? To access memory above 640k. So if you had 1 megabyte of memory, right? If you had one megabyte, but not gigabyte, megabyte of memory, you had to run like high-mem.sys or. But the better one was Quim, which gave you much better memory access. Okay, so But then they also had something, Quarterdesk had an application called Quarterdesk, which allowed multitasking on your system. So basically I had Quarterdesk running, and I had I had DOS on one and DOS on the other. So they were DOS, but they were kind of task management. And I had a VGA monitor, a VGA card, and I also had a mono card, mode CO80. So I had two cards plugged into my machine, and I was dual monitoring at the time. So one had a monochrome screen and a VGA screen. And now the way that the Quarterdesk was that one on the monochrome screen, it would run the BBS software, and that would be connected to the modem and stuff like that. So people would call in and use it, but I could still carry on using the computer and play games in it on the second task. And so I was actually running a BBS. I had like a whole dual monitor setup running a BBS. It was crazy. And it worked great. And then people came out and said, no. I was well ahead of my time. And sort of back then, you know, it was like, this was burning up machines, soldering in the computer, making my own sound card. I made my own sound card. So the Amiga had these songs, these .mod songs, right? And you could actually make a circuit that plugged into your parallel port, and then you could play the mod songs, and it would actually sound, you know, and then pipe it out to speakers, but it would go through a sound card that you plug into your parallel port that you could make yourself. And hell, I was getting great music. Mod Tracker. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, good times. Good times. Holy crap. Now, if that doesn't give out, I mean, so yeah, I've been in the IT. I mean, my idea when I was growing was, I was always thinking of, you know, doing engineering and stuff like that, until I started playing with computers. Then kind of, you know, then things started, yeah, computers change stuff. All right, so where are we gonna do? Should we have the bus up here? Let me actually have a look. Oh yeah, I kept the so if you look at the mods that I've got here, I actually kept Tiny Start. So you've kind of got you know, this armor, and you start with like 20 bots. They're slow as hell, but I dropped the nanobots from it. I'm just using that. So now I'm just trying to figure out where to put the main bus. Let me just say. I'm thinking maybe I could just set the main bus to actually go straight up. So from south to north. Let's have a look here. Yeah, and again, if anybody wants to jump in and help out, then feel free to do so. You should find it on the browse public games. The game only runs when I'm streaming. Browse public games, and as long as you got the mods, yeah, jump in and help out. Or the deconstruct the entire forest. Yes, yes. Okay, so going directly north might be a bit of an issue. There's a lot of water over there. Yes, that is the usual thing that you would do, Jedi. Because you're a big meanie. You like a dark Jedi. You should be called, you actually, I'm going to put in a Twitch name request for you. A Twitch name change request for you to be called Sith Bear. Okay. Alright, so let's have a look. So if it goes straight up, that's... Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll make it over here. Right. Oh, so it's got stuff. It's just working through there. And this time I'm going directly to sort of 4-lane tracks and stuff like that. And Lady Hot Ice. Thanks for the resub. 12 months in a row. Holy shit, a full year.
Where the hell have you been? I'm gonna need a refund.
Our refund policy is once you see my sexiness, you can't take it back. You'll never be the same. I've changed you for life, therefore, no refunds. Ask Foible. No, yesterday, last week was a shitty week. Lots of things, real life things going on that I needed to attend to and stuff like that. So it's just unfortunate. It's just one of those things that really couldn't do much about. Yes, once you've seen him, you're changed for life. That's all true. It's all true. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're going to use the 4-4 balances. Alright, so I'd say let's start it It's a pain. Really not a good area for it. Right, let's start it over here. We've got that. Oh, so that's 2. Your life changes too. Your life changed too. Oh, yeah, because I haven't spoken to. Basically, I haven't spoken to anybody for this whole week. I've been completely out of contact with everybody. So hopefully it changed for the good and not the bad. Wow. If you're just dealing with me, it's changed for the better. Alright, so there are... Yeah, we'll leave the buses like that. Okay, so... Alright, so let's see what we're going to do here. So if they're the buses over here, if we do the bus over here, so we got some copy. Got copy. Hey, Metafan. I'm good. I'm good at the moment. Got copy. Yes. So should we? Let's have a look. Let's actually do. Is a community game for this evening? I'm actually not sure what to play this evening. Is this evening for you? Or are you talking about my second stream? I'm never sure. I mean, this is, yeah, this game, I mean, if people want to join in, then you are always welcome to join in. Right, so let's, okay, so if I do this over here. So this will be okay, so that would be that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, and again, I mean, the games, whenever I do this, it's always open for anybody that wants to jump in and help out. And what we're doing is we're going to try and get this to, the end game this week is to go to, well, not this week, but for this playthrough, is to go to the SpaceX, which is the extended space the extended space ending. Alright, so there's a big one over there. So now, yeah, like I was playing the piano din mod, and to be blunt, I just wasn't having fun with it. It was, it just felt like it was complexity for the, it ended up feeling that it was complexity for the sake of complexity. So I wasn't really into it, you know, that much. You know, the having an extended end game to me feels better. You know, I don't know how the others kind of work, but that's kind of what it felt like with our Payandans. And it was a nice change. So I'm not, you know, oh shit. Oh! What's going on there? It was a nice change, but it was just, I don't know, it just didn't, I wasn't enjoying it that much. Oh yeah, the graphical changes and stuff like that were absolutely awesome. So, you know, it's a great mod, but it's just not something that drew me in. That kind of, you know, as much as the normal game does. Not sure how else to put it. Yeah, it's I mean, it was nice working all the stuff out and getting it, but then you wanted to start getting bigger, and then it became, you know, there wasn't like, I don't know, just. It was just one of those things. So I've got, yeah, so that's kind of working over there. Plus the ratios, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not it's, I'm not kind of unhappy with the mod or anything like that. It just wasn't something that really sort of got, you know, kind of excited me that much. All right, so what I want to do here, Oh, I need to make a bunch. A whole bunch. Um, and do that. When is satisfactory? I don't know. They've been having kind of little updates. Right, so this is just kind of, I'm just going to get this to make these because I'm going to need a lot of these. Just kind of make these little factories on the side until we can get these things working properly. Alright, but I am just going to go to the bottom. I'll be right back. Fireball, screw you. Screw you, Fireball. That's all I have to say. How rude.
Oh my god. What the fuck is this disco shit? What happened to the dubstep?
Yep. Alright, so we kind of just waiting for this to... So I can start building... Should I? Let's actually start putting a bunch of these. And I have to build a whole bunch of these. Oh, wow. Definitely easier when you've got multiple people doing this. I probably should have built that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that'll be it. Okay. Okay, so we've got this working there. We've got electronics. There's this. That's there. Grab that. No, what if we wouldn't do over here? I'll do that. And I don't do that. So we can make those things. Because what we want to do at least get one of these working. And we'll go for the closest one. Right. I also need to make a bunch of these guys. Bunch of these guys. And trees and rocks. Gotta get rid of all these trees and rocks here. So many of them. The Jedi doing all your work for you. Yay! So yeah, the thing about this game is this beginning part is the worst part. Oh, actually, can I do that? Oh, I need iron. Right, come on, boys.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Wow. Give us 150 viewers or put to sleep. Screw you. I believe that all viewers need the right amount of sleep. Therefore, I am providing a service which no other stream does to make sure you get your recommended amount of sleep a day. Alright? Alright, there you go. No other streamer does that. So true. Oh, and by the way, you mean. Why are you doing it over there? Now get the ones over here. Stop going all the way there to do them. Yeah, it's actually a lot of it is part of the stream team. Is that there's I'm under time that a lot of other streamers are not on, so I get a lot of hosts from stream teams and stuff like that. So a lot of the lurkers come from that area. Right, so we got this going there. Let me go get some more stuff. Wow. Need like a car or something. I need Basilisk to make roads. Because where I'm going, I need no roads. Yeah, I saw that, Jedi, I think I saw that on Discord. You mentioned something about that. So, I hope everything's okay over there like that. Because yeah, I haven't actually dealt with tornadoes. Big storms, yep. Tornadoes, not so much. There you go. Chuck a bunch. I took down a branch around my apartment. Well, that's good. But yeah, that sort of stuff is... Nature can be scary as hell. I mean, I used to live in Cape Town. Now, there's two names for the Cape Town Peninsula in South Africa. It's the Cape of Good Hope and the Cape of Storms. The reason is that after the storm, you can only hope. You know, it's because that place is notorious because you've got the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean meeting. A hot current and a cold current are coming together. And basically what that does is it causes a lot of sort of high pressure or low pressure or whatever it is. But it causes conditions for a lot of storms and stuff like that. Actually, in Canada, I've never heard of tornadoes in Canada. That's actually the first time I've heard of a tornado in Canada. You hear in the States all the time. Seriously? Then so Trump's now sending tornadoes up to you guys. What a dick.